My birth parents, 60S, M60SF, who bailed on me, 30SF, are flaunting my success around town. How do I get these fools to shut their traps without bringing attention to it or sounding like a drama queen? Hi, my brother, a year older, and myself were products of an affair. They wanted my brother, my father stayed married and my mother took off with my brother, leaving me with friends as a toddler. She says it was because I was ugly. Father informed but not interested when I went into foster care, and I stayed there until I found out who they were at 18. I've read the court papers as to my foster care, they just didn't want me. My childhood was horrific. My father maintained contact with my mother and brother. I have always lived 30 minutes away at most from my birth parents in the same area. My grandmother was coincidentally my neighbor. She found out who I was through gossip and would send photos of me growing to my birth parents as a joke. She knew about the abuse and did nothing. She's dead. I left home at 17, was homeless, and have done everything myself. My full and half siblings from both sides have been well looked after by my parents. At 18 plus I reached out to them, and my father was remarried and made plans to see me repeatedly. He never showed up for. He said it would upset his new family. My mother had a lot more children and had forgotten about me really. I contacted them when I had my son and that was it, and I heard nothing back. Until, I've been in the media a fair bit and my friends have told me that my parents have been bragging about me and taking credit for how I look and my successes. My mother's side of the story is now that I was cruelly ripped from her breast and forced into foster care. She compares herself to the Irish homes of unwed mothers and forced adoptions. Oh, woe is her. My father is now an example of the injustice of the court system against fathers and how this is just further proof. Oh, woe is him. They talk about how I look like so and so and that I wouldn't be here without them, that my nieces and nephews I've never met are just like me and how I should give them the same opportunities one have had in my career. How that's what we do for family, how I need to grow up and get past it. I blocked contact after they wanted things, but this nonsense spreads easily and I am sick of being whispered about. I don't want anything off them, I want to be left alone. They want me to meet their other grandkids at parties and they've apologized for the government/family/God possibly/the great spaghetti monster keeping us apart. If I contact them it is further fuel for the fire. If I don't stand up for myself I look heartless and cruel. I don't want to leave just yet as my son is finishing school soon. I just want them to stop. Any advice? TLDR, parents terrible taking advantage of my successes, how to stop them? Do Mariah, I don't know them. You wouldn't be lying, you only share genetic material with these people, that's about it. If you are asked for your opinion you can honestly state that you were raised through foster care. Because your biological parents made different choices and you worked your way up from a disadvantaged position alone. Be factual, they can share their perspective, you can share your own, he said/she said, but you're the owner of your side. As the person who's achieving things in the media your story will be more emphasized. You can't control their actions, only your own. Block and ignore, and if someone you talk to, either at work, a friend's house, the grocery store, mentions something your parents etc. may have said, you can just say, I'm really surprised that this is their version of the story since that is not at all what I experienced and know happened. And then move on. If you're big enough maybe get into a charity for foster kids, and when asked why say that your experience with parents who didn't want you influenced you to help kids who are also stuck in the system. Don't involve yourself in a he said she said situation, because trust me, people will pile up the dirt even more onto you and you will look like the troublemaker. Carry on doing your thing, stay in your lane. Focus on your life and success and continue cutting them off. You cannot win with the people, and those outside the circle won't be convinced of you. Put things in perspective. If you are well known enough, maybe an interview about your experiences in the system and casually mention how it was made worse by finding the court documents about how your parents did not want you etc. They do not deserve to even speak your name, never mind brag about your success. I am not sure the type of city/town you live in, guessing it's a small one where everyone knows everyone. Something I have seen before, might not apply to you, is local newspapers do write up about personal stories of achievement. Perhaps you would like to tell your story in a local article about your experience growing up, the moment you found out how your parents abandoned you, your struggles, your ability to overcome adversity, where you are now, and how people previously shunted you are now trying to get into your life. That would shut them up for good. Don't contact them ever again. The friends that know both you and them, tell them straight up you don't want anything to do with your family and never to speak about them to you. They are toxic to you and hearing about them all the time are just continual cuts into your soul. How old is your son? You should move out of the area. There really is no good reason to keep this pain going. You owe them nothing, be certain that they get it. You'd save yourself a lot of heartache by blocking them all on social media and cutting contact. Just because you share DNA doesn't mean you owe these assholes anything, also you do not owe them explanations for your actions. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe, it's free. Check out some other videos I've made.